Are you wanting to make some thumbnails and you're just getting started and you're not sure how to do it, but you're just not sure what you want yet? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step tutorial on how to use Canva. You can use the free version. I had started with Canva on the free version, and there's a lot you can do and be very creative, and I will show you that in this video step by step on how to create all the way to saving it for you to upload on your YouTube channel or any type of video you are doing with using this thumbnail. Well, hello, here's Johnny, also known as New England Cajun Roots Reseller, where I go and do different things and show you a lot of how-to. I don't know what I just said, but anywho, I do a lot of how-to videos, and I love doing these because when I first started YouTube, I did not get to find the cut.
A few moments
I
later.
love doing these how-to videos. Is when I first started with YouTube, I always did a lot of research, and the only thing I didn't like was when I was doing these, looking at these how-to videos, it was always point A to point C, nothing in the middle. So it's like, how did you get from point A to point B to point C? But I was only seeing part A and C. So I decided when I started doing how-to videos, I was going from step by step by step. Only the fact that I want to make sure that what I'm trying to proceed in these how-to videos and present to you, I want to make sure I show you from part A to get to point B, and then to get to point C. And that's why I love doing these videos. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video because I'm going to be going through and showing you the step-by-steps, but I'm going to be doing something today for an upcoming video that I would like to do for my members of the channel. And so we'll actually walk you through it step-by-step on how I'm going to create a whole new thumbnail for a new program that I would like to do for the members of my channel. Now, if you have any questions after this, please make sure to leave them in the comment section because I'll be glad to answer them for you. But I will try to do my best to go step-by-step. In this Canva program, it is free. You can use the free version, but I do pay for it because I do extra things, more effect things in this program. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to start from scratch and how you can change and upload things and give you some tips on things you can do to help yourself with these thumbnails so you're not overwhelmed with it, but you can have fun doing it. And that's what this video is going to be about. And so without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, the first thing you want to do is go into Canva. If you've never done Canva before and never used it, you do want to sign up for it. So go ahead and log in and get to your main page. One of the things you want to remember too when doing thumbnails, there is a set size, but with Canva it does it for you automatically. So for example, if you don't have an idea yet of what you would like to do for, say, how to design it, what you're going to do is go to your main page like you see right here. You can do one of two things. You can either type in the search bar at the top that you would like to do a thumbnail, or you can even hit right here where at the top, depending on what your layout looks like, you can also hit the word thumbnail, YouTube thumbnail, because that's what you're doing. You're doing a YouTube thumbnail. And automatically, if you hover over it, it says 1280 by 720 pixel. That's the actual size you need for that thumbnail to fit properly on your thumbnail. So we're going to click on that. We're going to start from scratch. Now, in this area, once you get started, you can either do the blank and start from scratch, or there's a lot of templates right here to the left-hand side as you see I'm scrolling. Now, if you have an idea that you would like to maybe not have to worry about going through each one of these and you want to do a quick search, right here at the top of search bar right here, you're just going to type in, for example, I'm going to do what I'm going to be doing for this thumbnail, and I'm going to bring up some ideas is bingo. Let's see what that says for bingo. All right, so there's really no backgrounds for this, but you can also click on either of these little tabs. You can pick a style. There's no style. There's no template. But it says we found over 7,000 results in bingo in elements. So there's no elements. So what I want to do is I'm going to go right here to the side, very last bar way at the end. And if you scroll down, there's a lot of these little tabs. Like you have your designer, you have your elements, In each one of these, when you click it, it'll show you on that side the different elements you can use. We'll go over that in a little bit. You have your different text tiles and fonts. There's different styles you can pick from. There's a whole bunch of them. You can do your text styles. You can do your what you call these again? Your fonts. And also in your brand, you can also pick your colors, your themes, whatever you would like to pick from that. Then you have your uploads. One of the tips I want to give you with this is if you would like to add a picture of yourself to the thumbnail, which we'll show in this video, take you a file somewhere where you can get to it easy and do a couple of snapshots of, it does not matter your background. Don't worry about the background because we'll show you how to delete that as well. But I have a file of different facial expressions like my hands or whatever. Make that into a file. You can even do like different days if you want to just do some sessions with different changes of clothing, different backgrounds. It does not matter because you want to do your different face expressions or whatever you would like to do for your thumbnail to use in your thumbnail. We'll go over that a little later. Then of course you have your drawings where you can actually do some type of drawing with yourself. You have all the different elements here. Now in the free version, I'm not sure if all this is there, but if you do have the paid version, these all are available. And then of course you have your own designs. Once you start creating them, you can put them in folders. Then you have your background. You can also they have like solids, they have prints, they have landscapes, patterns, granites, abstracts, food, texture. Whatever you choose for your background, remember you want to make sure that your background on your thumbnail is able to see whatever texture and colors you use for your font and your text. So you want to make sure you pick something that's going to make the wording, you can see the wording easy, to where it doesn't bleed into the wording that you're using for your text for your thumbnail or even your pictures. So you want to make sure you use something that will definitely be seen with your text as well. You can always change it after if you don't like it, and we'll go over that in a little bit as well. So that's just the basics. This is definitely in the free version because I used to use this when I first started. Now if for some reason you want, say for example, you want landscape. If you don't want to hit that little tab, there's a little arrow right here, hit see all. It'll bring everything in that category there for you. And then you can even click on it. It'll bring it up for you. Oh, that's too light. I don't really like that. Let's go with this one. As you see, as I'm tapping on it, it changes it automatically for you. So you can pick so many different ones until you get what you like. Now with the free version, you're going to get there is a lot of choices. But again, just click on it. It changes it automatically for you. And then you go ahead and create your background first. That way you can definitely get that started. And then you're going to work with your text and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here. And I'm going to go back to design. Again, I don't see anything with bingo, so I'm going to delete that, and let's see what else they have. Bingo cards, bingo Christmas, bingo boards, search for bingo. So there's really nothing there. So let me back out of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'm going to pick projects. And then right here at the top, I'm going to search for members bingo. Let's see what happens when I do it there. Now again, it's only everything I've created, but I don't want that. I want something new. So I'm going to put right here where it says these little tabs. That's what I already have set up. So I'm going to close those out because I don't want mine. I want Canva templates. I want to see what Canva has. So then it gives you some choices. You can scroll through these and see if this is something you like. Now don't be afraid because it doesn't have the thumbnail look to it. That's going to be okay because you can change it after. But what I want to do is I'm going to go back to all templates. And I'm going to tell it I want thumbnails for YouTube. So right here where it says browse by category, you can go right here and you see where it says YouTube thumbnails. You got documents, whiteboard, logos, Instagram posts, because those are different size thumbnail for that. Different programs offer different things. Then you have your presentation, your storage. You got plenty. Flyers. So let's go back and I want to do YouTube thumbnail. So let me see what they have in this category. Now we're just going to scroll. You can also go through the filters right here at the top. You can pick a style. I want colorful. Then it gives you all these others that you want to check off if you choose to. You can choose that as well. You want bold, you can do colorful and bold. You can do multiples. And then your theme. You have YouTube, business. I'm going to do YouTube. Let's see what language, I'm fine with that. Animated or video, I'm going to leave that alone. And you can also pick your colors. So with this one, I want to do royalty and I want to do purple. Now, anything that's in the categories of the filters, it'll break it away from all, so you don't have to search all of the thumbnail choices. You can tell it what you're looking for, and then it'll give you some samples. So let's scroll through this, and I want to see what do they have available. Now that one's okay. I use a lot of that one a lot with that purple and blue neon background, because that's my go-to color. Let's see here. Don't see. Well, guess what? It's okay if you don't see what you really want, because you can turn around and say, for example, let's go with this one. When you open it, it also gives you the chance to either customize that thumbnail, or it gives you other suggestions. When you click on this, it'll give you all these other choices. Now you can go through this and see if there's anything you like. Again, you can explore this even more, create whatever you would like. I don't really see anything here. So let me just go with that one, because I can change things around, but I like the main colors. Now we're going to go ahead and bring that up, and we're going to customize this thumbnail. So first of all, you can put your logo here. Anything that you see on here, if you tap on it, you can delete it. Or you can change the text. It's up to you. Now right here, I'm going to remove this gentleman, because that's not me. I'm just going to hit delete. It's gone. Now I want to add my own. Anytime you have a folder of pictures of yourself, whether it's your hands in the air, your eyes are up and rolling, whatever, I have a folder that I put a lot of those pictures in. So what you're going to do is go to the elements right here on the side, and you're going to go to upload. So wherever you have a folder, you want to make sure you get to it easy by putting everything in one folder. Especially with me, I have folder of photos to use for thumbnails, is what I titled it. And so, for example, I have this one. So let me say I want to use that one, but I don't want all that background back there. So I already have it clicked on. You see how you have the little dots and the lines? That's where you can adjust the size of the picture you're using. But I'm going to move it over to the side for a minute. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on, make sure I'm still in the picture, and hit edit. What I'm going to do is right here, it says BG Remover. Watch what happens when I click on it. It's going to remove everything in the background. Now you just have your picture. Now you can move it. You can adjust it smaller or larger, however you want. And I can move it to whatever side I want. And then I can adjust that picture to fit that corner. And you can adjust it. And that's perfect for me. I like that. Now, okay, now what I want to do is, after I have my picture set where I would like, I can also still move it a little bit more. I'm going to come right here now to the text. I'm just going to double click on it. I'm going to highlight the whole thing. You can either delete it or just start typing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and type in members bingo. And I'm going to leave it at that. Then I'm going to turn around and I can highlight it again, double click it. Now, if I don't like that font, you can come up here to the bar right here and change the font you want. And of course, they give you a whole bunch of different ones. You can do corporate. It'll automatically change it for you for, say, this one. You can do it that way. Chunk. You can change it, and as it's changing for you. Let's see. What does that one look like? That's too plain. I like something different. And of course, you can scroll down, change it. You can also, if you don't like that one, you can change it again. We'll do with that. But what I want to do is I'm going to come back here and I'm going to double space right here and I'm going to enter, because I want it spaced like that. Anywho, now that's done. Now, what you can do is right here in the text section, you can also change that text section. If you were to do just a regular text, you can even use these and you can see more. You can even add another text box. You can add anything you would like, and then add these by going into see more, see all, and then for example, I'm going to double click on this. All right, now I say I want to do this instead. It'll automatically give it to you in here, and you have to change the wording. But you want to make sure you change it to the size you want as well. So a lot of these already pre-made. That's what you're going to see as you text that clip that you whatever you're clicking on. That's what it'll give you. If you make a mistake, just hit the arrow back, and it's gone. So I'm going to also take this off because I don't need that. I don't need that, and it's done. Oh, they got the little bell, so let me delete that. All right, so that's gone. You see, I'm just basically clicking, and I can also move these little squares if I want to, or I can keep them, I can leave them, I can move them, whatever. Anything you do, you can always move, adjust when I'm there. But say you want it in another spot. I can click on that, copy it, and then hit anywhere on here and paste it. Now I have two of them, and I can put it in this corner. Kind of balance it out. Now notice how this one's in front of the curve, and this one's in the back of the curve. If you want it on the top, you can leave it like that, or you can click on that square and you can put layer, send backwards. Now you see what it just did? It put it behind that curve. Very simple and easy, just by clicking. Now, whenever you're doing this, and let's say you don't like that yellow, you're going to click on that box. Why is there two boxes? Oh, I know why. All right, say you don't want that yellow. You want a different color. You're going to click on that box and click up here to the color. It's going to give you the colors. Now I want to change this to a different color. Now watch what happens. It didn't do it because I didn't have it colored. Oh, I see why. Because you see how the outline is at on the outside the box? That's what I just changed. But let me go back because I want to keep that yellow, not realizing that it was the box. You got the two different colors here. So let's see what happens when I change that one. There we go. So I have it, the trimming is in yellow. I really don't need a trimming, but if you want, you see how if you enlarge the box, and then if you do the other one, it's not letting me, so you're going to have to move it. You see how it's got that yellow trim around it? That whatever you're doing, you want to enlarge it, you can enlarge it, you can shrink it, and it moves it with it. Evidently they lock together, that's why. But again, you can always work around that. Leave it like that, I'm fine with that. Again, I'm just doing this for training purposes only. So, for example, like when we did the picture, let me move myself here. So as you see, I got my picture down here. I can also go back and remove it and move it back up. And you can adjust it however you want. And again, I want to make it maybe a little bit bigger. I want to fill that corner up. I can do that. Now, say I don't like that background, but I want to change the background. You want to make sure you're clicked on the background. It's going to get highlighted. You want to make sure you highlight the whole background. And then right here, you're going to go back to background. And then you can even change it from what's here. So if you want more of a landscape, you can change it to landscape by seeing all. And again, you can change the colors. And just scroll until you find something you like. Then you can hit the arrow back. Nope, I'm doing the wrong thing. Go back to background, right here. Oh, let's see here. Why is it not going backwards? Oh, there we go. Just click out of that and it hit the X and it'll bring you back to the main screen. Say you want to do patterns. You got a whole bunch of different patterns you can change. The marble look. I like that. That's different. So again, you can change whatever you like. Now, when you want to do, depending on your show, whatever type of show you're doing, you can change everything there is in here. Like for example, say I don't want that background. I can just hit delete and it's gone. But now look what it did. It's in black. So now what I want to do is I want to change the lettering. I could just highlight it all, come right here to the A, and I can change the coloring. So say I want to go to that aqua color. But when you do that, you see how it changed that? Now if you want to add effects to that, double click it again. I'm going to highlight the whole thing. And right here, there's that word effect. If you hit the word effect, then you have to do, you got all these you can choose from. For example, watch what happens when I do this. See how it changed it? It changes the font of whatever you have typed in already. And you can change it just by the click of this. Now this is more like that neon look. You got this one. This one just really wasn't much of a change. And you can keep on playing around with this until you get what you're really looking for. But also, you can curve it. I don't like that. So just hit the arrow back. You're good. Background. Now see what happens? It highlighted that color. Now, if you want that color in the background because it's choosing it from the color that you use for your lettering, your text, when you do this, you can change it here, and it does change the background as well. But I'm okay with that for right now for teaching purposes only. So I'm going to close that back out. I'm going to go back to effect. Now what I want to do is I'm going to come right here because I have the background with that coloring that added to it. I can also hit bold, by the way. It'll bold it. Now, roundness. If you slide this slider over, you see what it's doing to the lettering around it? It makes it look different. It's making it into a box. But the more you move it, the more it changes. You see what it's doing? Now I want to do the spread. I want it smaller. I can take that same little dot, scroll, and see what happens when you move it. It'll combine that around the wording. Now, say I don't want it as bright, the background. If you do the transparency, if right now it's at 100%, that means it's going to show the full coloring that you have on that background effect. Scroll back a little bit and move this until you get it the highlight you want. Now see what's happening as I'm moving it is changing the font. Now even when I'm doing that, you still can see the words, but you want to be careful with that because you don't want to bleed out the text that you're having on your thumbnail. So as I'm moving it, it can still be in the background, but it's giving it that transparency look, that still giving it that look around the writing around the text, but it's not that bright color right in the face. So when I do this, if I say I want to change that to red, the words are going to change, but that background effect is going to be different. Because of the fact that I have that, you're going to hit effect again, come back here and hit it, take it off, and it changes. Whatever color you change it, if you want to change that coloring in the background, you just have to hit it again, and it'll change it to that background of that shade. Again, you can change the roundness. You can change the spread. And then you can change the transparency. As you do it, it's just going to fade away into the background. That gives it that little extra effect. Now, say you have a logo or an avatar that you use for your thumbnails or when you're in YouTube. I also have those in a file that you can also download. So remember, anything you upload, you have to use it as an upload right here. You're going to click the upload, and let me see if I can open this up a little bit. Maybe not. It won't let me. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to upload a file from wherever you're keeping your files. When you do that, it's going to be right here. All your files that you upload are here. If you've uploaded them already or you have a file, you want to bring it in, you bring it here. So say I want to add my logo. Then I'm going to go to, and I have it in here already. I have multiples because each one of these is different. But I know this one that I'm getting ready to click on has no background, just like my picture. I want to take the background off. So in this case, I already have one without a background. But you can keep it, like for example, if I use this one, it'll be that one. And again, you can adjust it. You can adjust the size, the way it looks. You can shrink it. You can move it. And then I want it there, I can do that. But I don't want that one. I'm going to delete it. And what I'm doing is I'm highlighting it and hit the word delete. That's all I'm doing. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to add this one because this is the one I really want. So I can move it back up here. And I want to fit it within this circle. Again, I'm just going to shrink until I get it in that circle. And there it is. Now, if there's any other text you would like to add, like say, for example, I want to add another text. So let me go back to text. And I want to scroll. I want something fun. There we go. So time to have fun. Now you see what it's doing is it has two layers here. In this particular one, I didn't see the time to have fun because it's in white. So what you're going to do is you're going to have two separate boxes of text. But I want to change this top one. So I can go to the top one and double click it. And I want to change that color to purple. Then I can take this one, and as of right now it's in this color. I'm not sure if I'm going to change that, but let's see what happens. Will it allow me to change it? I want a darker red. Let's see what happens when I change it. Click any, oh, there you go. So anytime you do that, I wasn't sure because I've never done that one before. What you're going to do is once you change things, you can go here, click off, and you can see it. Then you can take and move it and also shrink it. Now, one of the things I'm noticing already, that purple got bled out, if you notice. So how that purple, you can't really see it. So I'm going to click on it again, and I'm going to change it to a different color. Let's see what happens if I bold it. Do you still see it? Nope. It's not dark enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the lettering, and again, I'm going to have to change it to a different color. So with that, I love my aqua. So let's see what happens when I do that. That's better. But I want it bigger now because, again, that is not big enough to see. So you can also stretch it out, or you can increase the font size. If you do that, you want to make sure you have whatever you want to have bigger. So in this case, it's this one's highlighted. You see how the other one's a white dotted line, and the bottom is highlighted with the little lines and dots. I want to go on the top. I want to enlarge that one. So then I got that one highlighted, and I'm going to enlarge that one. I want that one to go bigger. And you can keep doing that if you like until you get it for the size you want. So let's see what that looks like. I'm just going to click anywhere off the side. I like that. Have fun. Time to have fun. Time to have. Time to have fun. Now, again, every time you think you might make a mistake, that's fine, because right here I want to make another space in between these two right here. So I'm going to go and make my space right there. I want to have a little bit more space. You can do that. Same thing here. I'm going to make a space in between the have and fun. Watch this. I want to put my cursor right there and space. That way you can adjust however you want. Be as creative as you like. And on this one, I think I'm going to go back to that. That's fine. It's bled into there. Now, you see how this circle is right here? If I want it to come inward more, you can adjust these little extras in your thumbnail as well. For example, this one, you have to click on it. You see how it's off the board? You can move it if you want a different effect. Same thing over here. You're going to click on this. Make sure you're clicking on that so you can see how that moves by just moving it. You can move it however you would like. And then I can take my little logo and I can move it to be center of that. Then I'm going to have to move this over some. Now this one I can shrink myself a little bit more or move myself by shrinking it a little bit because I don't want it all on my shoulder there. And I want to take this little box right here at the bottom. Let me move myself out of the way so I want to get to this box. I want to shrink that box a little bit. I'm just going to move it and then move myself and make sure I'm getting the right one. Sometimes you have to move things to get to that one you want to move. Now you see I want it more to the bottom. So let me move myself back up and move it this way. But then I also want to I can move it up and down like that. You can move any object they give you in the thumbnail, you can move it. Then I'm going to move myself back in here to see what this looks like. And then go back to my picture and bring my picture back down. Okay, I still want to move it some more. And bring my picture back in. Nah, I want to move it over some more. There we go. Then move my picture back in. And again, you can keep, and again, sometimes I'm very professional when it comes to this. So I'm perfectionist. So I like to move things around and see what it looks like. All right, so that's good there. So I'm going to get out of that. And I'm going to move this back over so I can get back to members only. And move this back up here. And it's just a matter of moving things around until you get it the way you want. Now, on this one, I want to make it bigger. So I want to make sure I copy everything, and I want the whole thing to be bigger. You can do two things. One, you can either move it this way in the box itself by going to the corners and enlarging it, and then moving it around by clicking their mouse, left click, and you can slide it. That's one way. Or just go to the font, up and down. As long as that area is highlighted, you can move it up and down as well. Adjust the size. And that's basically how you would do this portion of it. And you could be as basic, and again, if you don't like the background, you can go back and say, for example, I decided, no, I don't like that background. You want to make sure the whole background is highlighted with a little line around it. Then you can go back to your background here and start all over with the background until you get whatever you want that effect to your background. Now, this is just the basics. Again, you can do multiple things. The biggest thing you want to do when you're done, you like what you see. What I do is I come up here to where it says File. I'm going to click File, move to a folder. I have everything in folders for a reason, because I have different channels. I have different things that I do. So I'm going to hit Move to Folder. And I also, right here, because this is the actual title of the thumbnail sample they give you, I want to change the title. I don't want it to be that. So I'm going to double click up here first. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to put test video thumbnail. And whatever you type there, that's where it's going to be in that folder. So I'm going to go back to File, move to Folder, and then I'll click. If you don't have a folder here yet, you would create a new folder. Get yourself starting in folders. I love being organized with this as well. Put everything in a particular folder so it's easy for you to even go back and say you're doing a show again. It's the same thing, but you want to change something about the thumbnail. You might want to add a time to the thumbnail. You can do that as well. But you want to hit Move to Folder, and it's going to automatically save it to that folder. Design Move to the folder. Now, what you want to do is when you're done with this and you like what you see, but oh wait, I want to add a time. I can come right back in here and anywhere in the box, and I'm going to put right here text. I'm going to add a text box. You can then pick a text again from what they have, or you can, whatever you have there, you can either add a text box. You can add from their samples. You can see all font combinations. There's different ones. Remember, if you're doing combinations, it's two separate boxes like I showed you with the time to have fun. So let me get out of that one. I don't like the combination ones too much. So let's see all the regular ones they have. They have this one. You can choose whichever one you want. Just remember, whatever you choose, for example, it's going to be whatever you choose. You just have to double click time to be, or I can just put monthly to be announced. Now you see how big it is? I'm going to automatically come right here to the time, the size of the font. I'm just going to keep hitting it down until I get it to that size I want. Or you can just come in here and say 50. Just type it, and it'll do it for you. See how I did that? And I can move it. Now, I want it bigger because that's too small. I can go back here and add it a little bit bigger until I get it to that size I want in that space. Monthly to be announced. Okay, and then I can move it. I can also shrink it. See these little lines right here? I can arrow and make it smaller. And again, I can move it. What I'm doing is I'm taking my mouse, left click, and dragging it. Now say you want a different color. Let's go with purple. I love my purple. Let me see what it did. But I also want to make sure it's bolded. Nope. I'm on the wrong box right here. I want to make sure I bold it. You got to make sure everything's highlighted first before you bold it. There we go. It was bolded. Duh. All right, and so that's what it would look like. Now, I made some changes. So now I want to go back to my file. I want to save all changes because I already saved it to my folder. Now I'm going to save it. So I'm going to hit all changes because I made some changes. Now that I'm satisfied and I like what I see, one thing you want to do before you save it or you're good with that, take the little size bar right here and bring it down to 10%. Right now it's at 55, but bring it down to 10%. If you can see all the wording, I can still see everything. And the reason you want to do this is because when somebody's watching it on their phone, that's about what they're going to see in a thumbnail on your phone. So if you bring it down to 10%, I can still see all of the wording. It's good to go. If for some reason the background was bleeding in with the wording and I couldn't see it at 10%, then I need to change something. So that is just my little tip on how to make sure you can definitely see it on a phone version, because you're going to know it's going to be smaller, about 10%. So then I'm going to bring it back to my 100. I want 100. That's fine. All right. So again, I like it. I can see all the wording. But if you want, like for example, if you want to make sure also that everything is within the thumbnail, not too far on the outsides. So for example, I want to move this up a little bit more, so I need to shrink it, because when I was looking at it in the thumbnail at 10%, I already noticed that I need to move it a little bit smaller because I don't want it to be too close to the edge. Same thing right here. I need to move this down some more, move this down some more, and that'd be perfect. Now, one more thing, if you want to go and make sure everything is in the middle, if you're going for that middle center type thing, as you're clicking on any of the items you have in here, for example, if you slide this side to side, if you notice there's a purple line going up and down, that tells me that's the center. But because of everything else I have in there, I don't want it right in the center, so I'm going to go ahead and move it and come over a little bit. That's okay. But to me, my center would be more of what I see. So you can adjust it however you see fit, but they do give you a guide bar in the middle, vertical and horizontal, in the picture thing to show you if you have it in the center or not. That's up to you. It's just a little extra something there. So again, I'm done. I like it. I did move some things around. So again, let me go back and save all changes. Now, the important thing is to upload it. What you're going to do is go to share. It automatically goes to you want to download it because it automatically defers to, and it's the thing that automatically, all your settings will be deferred to what you see there. Leave them alone. But it also automatically goes to PNG. In the thumbnails, when you're uploading your thumbnail, it is automatically going to be 1280 by 720 because I already started it in a thumbnail format. You can either do that or JPEG. Either one will work. It's fine. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to download this. I am ready to download. So I'm going to hit download. Now, at this time, you want to put it into a folder, which I do in all my folders. I put everything in a folder that I use for a particular show, for example. So it'll automatically open up in whatever program you're using to save pictures. And in this case, this is what it opens up for me when I do anything with Canva. What I'm going to do is, that's what it's going to look like. That actually shows you, when you go to download it, what it's going to look like. And I like it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it as, save as. You want to give it a folder where you want to put it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to my hard drive. I'm actually going to go to my external hard drive. And I'm going to put Cajun Roots Resellers files. And I don't have any here because these are just some of the other videos that I'm coming up with. So I'm going to get a new folder. Actually, I do have one. How to make a thumbnail for Canva. Duh, right here. So I'm going to take that and put that in there because that's what I'm using this for example. And I'm going to give it a name, and it already says test video thumbnail. That's the file that I put in the Canva. It carries it with it. And I'm going to hit save. Now that thumbnail is saved. Now I'm ready to do my YouTube stuff, and I can upload that to YouTube for the final thumbnail. And then again, what I do is once you save all your thumbnails, when you go to your files, all the way at the bottom it says projects. These are my projects. If and when you put things in folders, all designs, your folders, you click on folders, and every folder you have will be right here. So I'm going to click on that, And then if I want to change something, for example, I want to use the same thumbnail. I'm doing the same thing, but I need to change the wording for like maybe a how-to video. Then, like for example, I would go here. Hold on. That's right. I'm still in this one. You can go ahead again if that's a whole nother video when it comes to this. Anytime you have your video, your thumbnails ready, you can go into your file and update it, create it. Like right now, I have a couple of thumbnails ready for videos that I'm have coming up. The thumbnails are already done. I already do my thumbnails ahead of time. So you would have them in your folder whatever folder you created. So say for example, you're doing an auction and you want to do everything in one folder for that particular auction. You may have a guest or you may have a co-host. You can also add their picture to it, just like you just saw me do my picture. But once you save it into a folder for that title of that video, so that way you can always go in and change it if there's a date change, a time change. That way you can just go into it, edit it, save it, and then re-upload your new video thumbnail. And I hope this helps. I hope I wasn't too far all over the place. I'm trying to keep it just easy for you to do a thumbnail. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because it's easy to just hit the arrow back, change things that you want, and save it. So make sure you go as you go, you do save it. Now it's easier for you to find. You can upload it on your YouTube. And remember that it does have to be in the thumbnail format, which is 1280 by 720, 920, whatever that was. I'm having a brain freeze. Oh, never mind. It's 1920 by 1080. But they do give you the thumbnail minimum is 1280 by 720. So when I do my thumbnails, it's already set automatically to 1920 by 1080. But it'll automatically give it to you. If you click on a thumbnail, it'll give it to you automatically what you need. Once you upload it, you're good to go. Create your videos. Your thumbnails will be done the way you can also preload your videos up for upcoming events. And that way you have a chance to have your videos being promoted, to get more people coming in to your videos before you go live. I usually try to have all my things done for the week by Saturday, at least 48 hours before my next show, because that gives you time to get the video out, set up, and that others can go and save the reminder notification. But also it helps YouTube push out your videos of upcoming things as well. So I hope this video helps. I would like you to do me a favor. What I'm going to ask you is free. Right below the video, there's that word subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you also hit the all notification for that bell right next to it, so you don't miss out when I come out with other videos or live shows. But most importantly, give me a thumbs up. That does help the channel. But even give me those comments. Type something in the comments if you have a question, if you want me to do an update on this video. Leave me those comments. Let me know what you think. Was this easy? Was it something that you might have more questions on? Let me know. Leave those comments. I'll be glad to answer them for you. And also, if you like this video and you enjoyed this how-to video, there's going to be a link that shows up right up here at the top. It could be either way, but I think it's going to be here, where it's going to give you a link to go to see the other how-to videos, which I love doing. And as I say before I end each and every one of my videos, love always, love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. Until we meet again, later. Peace out. And y'all come back now, you hear?